All right, well, this baby's fired up. So, we're going back to the dark ages and the new ages, but Bo, talk to us about the Open Championship.
No, excited to be here. I love this golf tournament, and Lytham St is in great shape. I think it's going to be a great test. This is I think this is my 6th Open, and obviously I haven't played the tournament on the golf course yet, but just playing a few practice rounds, it's one of the best ones I've ever played.
Bo, not only is it your 6th, but you've only missed one cut in an Open Championship. I guess you like playing over there.
I do. I look forward to the challenge. It's such a different brand of golf than what we can play all year. You got to put the ball on the ground. The wind can be a factor, weather, and it's just a different experience. You get to try shots you're not going to hit the rest of the year. So I look forward to that. Enjoy coming over for the week. The fans are great, and just something I always look forward to.
Tell us about the golf course.
Golf course is in great shape. They've had a wet summer for England by England standards, so that's saying something. You're gonna have to drive the ball straight. I think they said there's 205 bunkers on the golf course, and pretty much every one of them is a chip out. You're not going to be able to advance the ball to the green. You're just going to be chipping it, maybe 20 yards or 10 yards out of the bunker. The gorse is heavy in spots, and so definitely favors the guy who, whether it's hitting 2-iron or 3-iron or 3-wood or driver, no matter what club, you got to put the ball in play.
Tell us about your practice. How's it going?
Practice been good so far. I got here on Monday morning. Flight and everything was easy. Got my clubs, got my clothes, which can always be an issue over here, on the transatlantic flight. Played some on Monday, played some on Tuesday, and played some today. So I didn't do 18 every day, but played with Charles Howe each one of the days. He's an old college teammate of mine. We love playing practice rounds together, and so far so good.
Give us an example of a really difficult hole and the trouble that it brings into play. I know there's trouble on every hole.
Well, I think the 6th hole is going to be a pivotal hole. From what I understand, it's a converted par 5 from the last time they played the championship here. I think it's about 490-yard par 4. A hard dogleg to the left. It's a tough tee shot. You got some bunkers to avoid. And then the green, coming in on your second shot, I think there's 4 or 5 bunkers around. There's a hump, so you can't really see the green, so visually it's intimidating. It's really tough to run the ball up on that hole. It's a small opening in the front. And so I definitely think that's going to be a pivotal hole. It's how you play number 6. Number 15 is another tough one. Plays into the wind, slide dogleg to the right. I hit as good a drive as I can hit and a 3-iron as hard as I can hit today and couldn't get to the green. So I think those 2 holes definitely going to be tough for everybody this week. But, it's one of those golf courses, most of these open courses, you can't let up on any hole. It could be the shortest hole out there, and you hit one loose shot, you can make a double in a heartbeat.
Hey, Bo, you go in there playing really well. I mean, you're coming off your last start. You finished 2nd. You went toe-to-toe with a guy that, I don't know, I think most people have heard of him, Tiger Woods, at his own event. What does that do for you in terms of confidence heading into the Open?
Well, obviously, it was nice to play as well as I did at Congressional. Would have loved to come out with a W, but, it didn't happen. But really happy how I played. It was great to get 2 weeks off. The first week I didn't do anything golf-related. I had a whole week, to work hard on my game and get ready for this week. Preparation went well. The weather was good in Oklahoma, not too hot. My coach, Mark Wood, came out. Got here, was able to do all the practice I wanted to these last 3 days. So my golf swing feels good. Obviously you got to go out there and hit the shots, start tomorrow, but body feels good, my golf game feels good, and mentally, last time I was out, I played well, so that never hurts the cause.
You feel like you got what you wanted to out of the practice days?
I did. I feel like I understand the golf course, I understand the lines that I want to hit it. I think I understand, I have a game plan for each hole, and I think that's the most important part is to understand, whatever the current conditions are, to understand what you want to do, where you want to place the ball, because it's such a position golf course on how you're going to avoid the bunkers, on whether it be the tee shot or on your second shot. And so, my caddy and I have a good game plan for this week, and now it's just up to me to execute it.
Hey, Bo, one thing about you and your caddy, you guys always have fun, but the Open Championship's a different style of golf. It's tough. Can you have fun?
Oh, for sure. I think the fun comes from being creative. Today, perfect example, on number 18, I hit a really good drive. I had 152 yards, and it's the end of the wind, a little off the left, and I hit a 6-iron. On the stateside, I would be hitting 9-iron or 8-iron, but it was fun just to challenge myself to hit a different shot, change the trajectory. Around the greens, there's always going to be options. You can putt it from 20 yards off the green. You can use a 7-iron, a pitching wedge. So to me, that's the fun part, is just being open to the creativity and enjoying that part of the game.
Kyle, you got questions for Bo?
Well, just wondering, with the amount of rain that they've gotten over there, has that changed any of those options as far as being able to run the ball up? Is it slow? Are the greens slower and the fairways slower than they usually are?
Yeah, the fairways are just a little bit slower. They're still firm, but we had a ton of sunshine basically all day today, and the wind was up. So I got a feeling tomorrow the golf course might be playing a little bit faster and firmer around the greens, especially I'm not playing until 2 o'clock. So I think the conditions could definitely change. The thing I noticed too about this golf course, around the greens, the runoff areas don't continue for a long stretch of grass. A lot of times there'll be a short amount of rough. So there are definitely opportunities where you're going to hit more pitch shots that would be more like you would see around America than just, the true bump and run all the time around the golf course.
Gotcha.
Bo, one of the things I hate most, one of the questions I hate most asked at events is, what do you think the winning score is going to be? What do you think you have to shoot to, and then I know that, whenever somebody says, well, around par or something, then you guys go out and show why you're the greatest in the world, and par doesn't usually mean much. But just to ask a stupid question, how difficult is it going to be? Do you think par is a good score this week?
I think a lot has to do with the weather. That it's such a big factor over here. It dictates how they set up the golf course and, what the winning score is going to be, and probably more than any other tournament in the world. I think somebody will be under par for the 4 days, but I think this is a golf course where you'll see a lot of separation. You'll probably have 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 guys that are playing well all week on the top of their game. They're keeping it out of the high rough. They're not making a lot of silly bogeys, and they might separate themselves from the field, because if you're a little bit off, the scores are going to be low. If you're driving in the bunker, if you're driving in the rough, there's enough trouble around the greens where you can have a ton of time getting the ball up and down. So, to me, I think it'll be one of those golf courses where you'll see some separation.
Have you done anything to change your set of clubs to go into this event?
Yeah, I've actually, changed 2 clubs. Normally in this event I'll change 1, but I ended up changing 2 clubs this week. I took out my hybrid and my 52 degree and added a 1-iron and a 3-iron. So it's just the 1-iron I've used other U.S. Opens or British Opens that I've played in, and club that I'm comfortable with. I don't hit it very high, but you don't need to hit it very high over here. So it's a good club in the wind, and some of the long par 4s where you're trying to keep it short of the fairway bunkers. And the 3-iron, there's a lot of long par 4s, and I just didn't feel like I was going to use my hybrid on my 52 degrees, and so I just put some more long irons, because I felt like I was going to need those going into the greens.
All right, so you're ready to go. Bo, we thank you so much for joining us to talk about the Open Championship, and of course you're a member of tourplayers.com and do a great job to help us get special things out there. Bo, I'm looking to have the very first ever live Google Plus chat Sunday night from the Open Championship. All you have to do is go out and get that claret jug, and we can do it.
You always give me the easy assignment. I'm going to do my best, so I'm not making it.
Good luck, Bob. Yeah, good luck, Bob. Have a great week.
Hey, Bo, I don't know if it was an omen or anything, but as soon as you started talking like that, we had this huge crash of thunder, and it kind of took you off the screen, but I'm taking that as good luck.
I appreciate it.
All the best.
All right,